Good evening. Esna, the clinician. Uh, Today, just like another day, being a Monday evening, my focus will be entirely on caregivers. These are the people who have patients at home, especially those patients who suffer from chronic conditions and they are immobile. We have forgotten so much about them, both the relatives or another person who has been sourced to come and take care of a patient who is bedridden. And these patients have different kinds of conditions, from stroke to cerebral palsy babies. The reason why I'm bringing this up is that we have forgotten about the roles these caregivers do play in taking care of these patients, especially the patients that have long-term illnesses that have caused morbidity to them. So they want to have someone look after them. They depend entirely on their caregiver services, either from, we can have medics to come do the job, from nurses, nurse aides, or the people, their loved ones, who they stay with, or someone who has been employed to entirely do the job and be paid for it. Now, caregivers do play a very important role in a patient's journey towards recovery, or because of some conditions are so serious, so the patient is on the deathbed. For example, patients suffering from cancer, stage 4, end-stage cancer, end-stage kidney, end-stage, any condition that's serious, stroke, that needs someone to be taken care of entirely. So they depend on these people to give them emotional, psychological, economical, physical support, because they can't do things that they're supposed to do by themselves, so they need help. So especially the people who I'm going to talk about mostly in this video are the caregivers, especially the relatives and those employed. So sometimes we are forgotten to even take care of these caregivers' needs as well. We concentrate more on the patient side, and we leave these guys who take care of our patients at home to themselves to fight their own battles. Like, for example, if it's a spouse who is unwell and bedridden, it needs a lot of effort from the other spouse to take care of this patient at home. So it will require their time, attention, total attention. Some will even quit job to focus on the patient. Even emotionally, it drains the person emotionally, physically, because they need the energy to carry this patient around, change them, bathe them, clothe them, and sometimes wheel them around, take them out, bring them in. So these are the patients we are talking about. And these are the people, the caregivers we are talking about. That as medics, we need to, wherever we tell the relative that this condition is going to be managed from home, or the relatives have decided to give to take their patient back home for management, because maybe or probably the hospital bill is getting, it's going increasing day in, day out, and they think that they might not be able to pay. What are we supposed to do to them as caregivers, and how are we supposed to prepare them so that they can be able to take the stress that comes with this, and they can be able to manage it without emotionally draining them? Now, it needs a whole course of action to be taken from us, the medics, or the clinicians, or the entire team, and from the people, the relatives that stay with these people at home, and the society. Because one, because of the emotional needs of this patient, or the physical needs of this patient, these people are taking care of them. They will have to be there physically to do the job. So that means they'll have to employ their manpower in taking care of this patient. Number two, these patients might not be able to even help themselves, ease themselves from long call, short call. So they would need the total help from these people who take care of them. So they would depend entirely on them. Even in feeding, they have to be fed. Some of them need to be fed. In fact, others are given even a list of what to feed the patient on, when and how to feed the patient. So it might require that as the medical team that is giving all these patients to the caregivers, take into consideration the needs of these caregivers as well. Take them through the whole counseling process and what they expect as caregivers, and what to expect from the patients, so that they are psychologically prepared and ready for the job. Let's be considerate, so that if we are giving the patients away to the relatives, because that's the best thing we are thinking should be happening, let's make both the patient's life and the client, the caregiver life easy by preparing both the patient and the caregiver. Let's take into considerations the emotional, psychological needs of these people. Let's prepare them on what they are going to get in advance, so that at least the burden, even if they meet whatever they are meeting tomorrow, they could be prepared psychologically that we were expecting this. Back to the family. These guys, as a broad family and the extended family as well, they need support, help that they need, maybe to carry around this patient from the house, outside the house, back to the house, or around the house doing exercises. They need help from you guys as well. So if you have this family has this kind of problem, the immediate family members need to be there for them. It it drains resources as well, financial resources, because these people sometimes they are, in fact most of the time they are on special diet, which needs more money to buy this food. Two, they need drugs, long-term use of drugs. So they need more money to spend on these patients that they're taking care of. So sometimes, yes, they might run out of money and they might need assistance from you guys. So give them the support they need. If you can't support, do that. Another thing, spiritual. They need spiritual support from the church, from the evangelist, who even songs. Do so to encourage them. Give them encouragement that it's not over until it's over. And Jesus is still seated on the throne. Hata hiyo majaribu itaisha. As well, they need social support. Social support means being visited by friends. These friends will come, encourage them, and sometimes they will help in one way or another. They need their time, own time. So someone might come in, help for a day or so that they can break the boredom of taking care of this patient. They go take a walk, go to church, to the market, or take even a rest, because sometimes these patients require them 24/7. Sometimes you might not sleep even, so you might break down because of lack of sleep, fatigue. So you need to give them the social support and consider them and their emotions. They might be irritated because they are barely sleeping, they are so worked up. It's okay. So they need so much understanding as per the situation they get themselves in. Let's not forget about that. Let's not forget about the caregivers that take care of our patients at home or in these homes, nursing homes, because there are others who can be able to afford and then take those patients to the nursing home for continuous being taken care of. So until next time, don't forget to watch this video, subscribe, like and share. Thanks you and have a good night.